All right, we're about to get our next quote-unquote panel going on, I think the topic is supposed to be social mobile apps. One of our panelists couldn't make it, so I'm going to just be here having a conversation with Ian from Push Protocol. Why don't we start by just go ahead and introduce yourself and give us a little overview of Push.
Oh yeah, so happy to be here with all of you guys from Rally and everyone attending. We're big fans of what Rally's doing. We are an interoperable communications protocol for everyone, including Web3, for every kind of communications you might imagine, starting with wallet to wallet, but going far beyond that. And I am Ian, the DAO lead at Push, all things DAO, leading decentralization of the ecosystem. And I've been in this wild, wonderful space we call home for 8 years now, full time.
Awesome. So I think when we were talking before, you said you guys have 7 products now?
Yeah, and counting, to be honest.
Okay, do you want to kind of give us an overview of which ones are most focused towards mobile and in which way?
Yeah, of course. So I want to highlight 3 areas in particular. One is pretty obvious, but still very impactful, wallet-to-wallet chat, or wallet to community of wallets chat, very popular, hundreds of integrations there already, and a UX that feels like less of a crypto app and more of just something anyone would use every day. It's not quite there yet, but we're taking steps and we're dedicated to as seamless UX as possible. So there's that. Secondly, we are revamping our grants program, actually. I'm now the head of grants, and one of our focuses, our 3 main focuses, in fact, are mobile gaming and an umbrella for new niches and areas beyond that. So mobile, overall gaming, and new niches that we haven't touched on that aren't even those 2 are our new grants priorities. So I'm mentioning that because when it comes to mobile apps, we're dedicated starting this year in particular to funding as many founders as we can, and not just helping them integrate with us and do communications related use cases, but come up with new use cases together, because Push also only succeeds with beautiful apps on top of it, not just the protocol and the core use cases alone.
Awesome. Something you mentioned there was you guys have created a seamless UX experience. Yep. Can you talk a little bit about that? And if there's something mobile specific, dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, so we have, for example, we have kits for 5+ languages and counting. Our main mobile kit is in React. It's in the earlier stages, but that's more of a priority this year, hence why we're here. It's a top priority this year for us to move into mobile, not just with grants and supporting other builders, but with our SDKs and everything else related to it. Our first focus there, to be more specific, will be launching chats that actually work at scale, because there's no better way to say that, on mobile. And the second is something I already mentioned, all sorts of applications that utilize our protocol in unique ways and are accepted by our grants committee and then pushed to mobile, because we are also dedicated through our development team at the foundation and within the DAO to helping people do that at every step of the way. Our developers, most of them came from almost nothing, into crypto, and they're very dedicated to helping everyone else, because there's no better way to say that either.
Awesome. So when I think about Push Protocol, what I think is interesting about it is that you guys have basically taken this private public key infrastructure that's been distributed through Ethereum, EVM, et cetera, and made it useful outside the context of blockchain transactions. And I think obviously the flagship product, push notifications, is the first thing in chat. Are there other ways you want to use that account for things that aren't specifically transaction related?
Yeah, of course. So we already mentioned the chats. Another one to mention there is we have early stages for audio and video calls as well within the same protocol, the same thing you're talking about. On top of that, we're even looking at larger scale use cases over the greater long term, but ideating on this for things like decentralized mail at scale, because there's a lot of synergies there based on how our mainnet will work. which I can say in 1 quarter, our nodes are going live for everyone interested in being validators on storage, delivery, and just overall validation and security. And you earn push fees from doing that, and you'll be pushed back into governance as well. Have a direct stake in the DAO, which we can talk about more, but Push DAO is on basically a 3-year path to controlling the ecosystem, true community control.
You mentioned your mainnet. Do you want to talk a little bit more about what you're getting into with launching your own L2 and what that will facilitate for the rest of your kind of ecosystem? And if you want to touch on the decentralization of the DAO, if it's related, going on that.
Yeah, of course. So it's pretty simple. We believe that, first of all, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. So decentralization is really hard, but we literally have something like a 60-point 3-year plan with all kinds of contingencies to make it happen in the best way we can. As far as the mainnet goes, the biggest things we'll need is it's going to launch as an L2, essentially L2 with proof of stake and essentially delegated proof of stake. And the main unique element there is with those validators, the community and the validators are owning their communications at all levels and through all push native applications, including partner apps as well. And the other part of that ownership is, of course, as you mentioned, the DAO, because the DAO already controls the ecosystem grants as of tomorrow, actually, fully. And the DAO already controls a lot of BD, and the use is there, and the sub-DAOs there will continue to expand intentionally. But even push improvement proposals to improve the network, speaking about mainnet, already live, very similar to EAPS, great inspiration from Ethereum improvement proposals and how wonderful that system is. With the main difference being that our improvement proposals can literally be made by anyone. Of course, there are safeguards, such as if it's very development related, you need a co-author who's a developer with experience in that area, and most proposals require a majority vote of the council who are very deep in the community and in development and things like that to, push it all the way through.
Great. You mentioned the grants program a couple of times, and particularly it being used to foment mobile development. Can you just let any developers here in the audience, including myself, how you could apply for a grant and what you're looking for there?
It's pretty easy, first of all. I guess it's good that I'm here because I'm the head of grants, so that's number one. 2, tomorrow we're launching a new system there that's basically going to involve the forum and Charmverse together with a Google form. So it starts with a Google form. That's the simplest way. And that Google form is reviewed by the Grants DAO Council, which is myself and 4 or 5 other people in the ecosystem. The process is fully transparent on Charmverse and the forum and all of our other channels, but what it amounts to is you apply, you have 3 to 5 days of deliberation there. You receive within 3 to 5 days, sometimes 7 at the most if it's a high technical backlog in our ecosystem. But within that time, you receive either an acceptance or a request to provide more. We're very specific about that. Everything's milestone-based. So unlike some grants programs where a lot of the money is just upfront, that's needed sometimes, but one of the core tenets of our grants program and an improvement we've made is that everything's milestone-based, meaning you get a good amount upfront, but then you have to hit certain things we mutually agree on. So that's the second part of the process. You meet with the Grants Council Committee once you're accepted. You agree on milestones, and then the development begins. One of the most exciting things about grants is if you get in now, you're very early to the fact that they're going to be deeper and deeper inside the DAO. One way that works out in practice is, you build an app through the grants program. You join a new iteration of the grants program where you're in a matching pool. You get governance through matching funds and helping other grantees, and therefore we're all pushed forward together, one way of saying it. This is my idea, to be clear. The council supports me so far, but this is what I would like to see as one improvement in the grants program.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a pretty fun adventure to go on as a grant recipient. Related to that, what do you want to see built Like, what are you looking for?
Pretty simple, actually. Open to all sorts of mobile applications, not just gaming, not just communications. But the core things that we're looking for are a real commitment to, yes, it's really hard in crypto especially, but a real commitment to iterating on better and better UX as you go, because we really need to, all of us together, push that forward into as seamless as possible. I won't lie and say that anything's truly seamless right now, but that's number one. Two, we love applications that integrate, of course, some aspect of our stack, whether it's just the push notifications or something else entirely, that gets you obviously accepted faster and more deeply integrated into the ecosystem, because we're building forward truly together with both of your application and our protocol, et cetera. And then the last part would be just people, honestly, who are really creative, pushing boundaries, putting out something that hasn't been done before, but they have a strong case for why it needs to be done. Our founders and then myself leading the DAO really live by that idea of we need to support extending the boundaries of innovation. One analogy to that is, if you know some of the ZK communities that get together every year and have the hackathons to push the boundaries of ZK, and they've been quite successful, like Aleo and some of those other people doing great things in that respect, and the prizes they do, the mentors they have. So we're also looking into things like that too for the future, whether and how we can make more impactful hackathons.
Cool. So you're launching this program now. And
The grants program? Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's fully iteration 3. What that means is it's as I described, minus the matching pools, because that's longer term. But it's within the DAO now. It's fully launched by tomorrow, and it's the first time we've ever had fully DAO-run grants in our 4-year history.
Awesome. So if we look 1 year out from launch today, what would success look to you guys, and what would success look to you in the mobile ecosystem? Is it like a number of apps? Is it a specific type of app? Is it pushing innovation, like you said, or?
I'll say 2 core. There's a lot of things involved with that, but actually the 2 core ideas there, the 2 core things we're looking for in terms of success are, number one, what you just reiterated, which is pushing the boundaries of innovation together. One way of understanding that or elaborating on that would be, let's say we end up with 100+ applications, in 5 or 6 different mobile niches. We would consider that great success, especially in a year. 2 would be, it's great success the more we prove out that we are truly for everyone. Again, to go back for a second, what I mean by that is, at our core, we have 7 chains natively supported, 500+ integrations with projects from all sorts of parts of our wild space. We're really building together. We're not excluding anyone around here.
Okay, I'm going to go in a little bit of a different direction here. This Chemo from Orb is supposed to join us on this panel. We're going to discuss kind of like decentralized social stuff. Are there any interesting use cases that you see emerging with Push that's enabling some of these more nascent decentralized social protocols?
Yeah, number one, I already kind of touched on that a few times, but it's a really great place for an application that does its own spin on, something really popular like WhatsApp, or an attractive way to just chat and get together in a new town square. People have tried that over and over again, and some have made great success, but the difference we see is our native functionality, wallet-to-wallet plus UX that is a good step forward from our typical, multi-step signatures and such. On top of all that, that's one of our core niches in the grants program. So anything decentralized social we're open to. We're not excluding any idea, and I think that's novel in and of itself. I can say that we're not excluding any idea on principle.
Awesome. So I guess just to wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience about Push Protocol?
Just this, we're going to have even a development sub-DAO in the near future, and we're doing billion reasons to build, all sorts of ways of bringing in developers, partnering with developer DAO, the list goes on. We need everyone. We need all hands on deck. We're not just saying that, and there's plenty to go around. We need more people in the DAO. The beauty of this is we're asking, me here, questions that are related to leadership and the vision for Push, but the beauty of it is it's going to be mostly community created by design. So everyone's welcome. Everyone can decide, for example, what even decentralized social apps get accepted for grants, because we have a grants council that's just people involved in the DAO.
Great. So I think we'll wrap it there. But first, how many developers in the audience are excited about building on Push Protocol and applying to a grant? All right. And just to wrap, any questions?
I have a question. So you're clearly a user yourself.
Yeah.
What mobile app do you wish existed for you right now?
That's actually pretty easy for me. Something that, it might be kind of hard, but hey, it's what I need. Something that combines, the functionality of like Google Calendar with Telegram, how it's so easy to message and connect with people on Telegram, but then I can also have my calendar in there so I don't have to leave the app ever, and I'm just like, oh, everything's here, and I can talk to people that I need to talk to, and at the same time I have my whole schedule here.
Superhuman, but for Telegram.
Yes.
I think he might like that too. Any other questions? All right, Ian, thank you. And we'll take a quick break and be back.
Thanks, guys.